The shocking details of the Bibb County child sex trafficking ring have renewed calls for the death penalty for child rapists. In a news conference yesterday with the Attorney General and the Bibb County Sheriff, two lawmakers said they will introduce a bill in the next legislative session that would make first-degree rape or sodomy of a child a capital offense. Representative Matt Simpson and Senator April Weaver will sponsor that bill. And joining us this morning is Attorney General Steve Marshall. We appreciate your time. Tell us about this legislation and what it looks like.
Yeah, first of all, in response to horrific facts that we're learning in Bibb County, gratified to see that community rallying around child victims that desperately need their help. But this is an effort by Representative Simpson that began last year to bring Alabama in line with Florida and now 4 other states to be able to provide death-eligible penalties for those who would sodomize or rape children under the age of 12. Yesterday, we announced that that bill will be filed again, and we'll absolutely support that effort in the legislature this next session.
What is the time right now? What is the time that a person would spend in prison if convicted for this particular crime?
Yeah, it can vary, but these are all Class A felonies, so carry the potential penalty up to life. I've been doing these cases for a long time, and these are all tragic and difficult situations, but particularly those that would harm kids. I think that's where we need to have the greatest accountability and the greatest significant sentences to be imposed. And here, when we know that we're dealing with children under the age of 12, I think there's even a more compelling reason for the state to be able to protect these children.
That would really ramp up the number of death penalty cases in Alabama, because it seems that we hear of cases involving this daily.
Yeah, let's hope not, Andre. I don't know that we're hearing as much about rape and sodomy specifically of children under 12. And remember, just because a bill like this is passed, unless there's aggravating factors, death is not on the table. But the additional element here is that there's still legal work to do if this bill passes. We have to be able to convince the United States Supreme Court to reverse a 2008 decision that would allow for the law like this and those 4 other states that have passed it to truly be in effect.
I want to ask you about the Jabari People's case, the shooting of the teenager here in Homewood. We're understanding that Aaliyah may wrap up the case today, hand that video that the family desperately wants to see, body cam video, back to the district attorney, Danny Carr, and Homewood PD. Your expectation of the family possibly seeing this video within the next few days?
Yeah, now that the investigation is complete and once that is given to local prosecutors, hopefully that will be expedited and allow the family to be able to see the circumstances in which this took place.
One more question. We had a child, a 3-year-old little boy, left in a hot car. He died. He was in the custody at that moment of a DHR worker, contracted worker. At what point in a case like this is someone charged with something for leaving a child in a car?
Well, first, law enforcement is going to do their investigation, and right now I'm sure Birmingham Police Department is sparing no resources in being able to determine the nature and the cause of death. And then they'll evaluate the conduct, and charges can be anything from criminally negligent homicide up to reckless murder. And so it's fact dependent. I know the investigation will reveal that, and then local prosecutors have an opportunity to determine any charging decision.
Attorney General Steve Marshall, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.
And as we head to break, a live look over Lincoln and Talladega Superspeedway. We'll be right back.